What's happening with y'all? We not finna waste no time on this one. Just make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight to it. So, everybody knows that Shakur Stevenson is supposed to be a free agent after his next fight on July the 6th. Now, if you don't know who Shakur Stevenson is fighting, he's fighting Artrum. I can't even say his last name, so I'm not going to try to say it because I don't want to mess up his last name. But for those who don't know, this is the fighter that fought Frank Martin his last fight. Now, him and Frank Martin, it was a very close fight. You got a lot of people that thought he beat Frank Martin, but Frank Martin got the close decision. I thought that Frank Martin won by a round or two at the most. You know, Frank Martin pretty much closed it out because he got a late knockdown, and that's what sealed the victory for Frank. But this guy is an Olympic medalist, and he gave Frank Martin his toughest fight today. So Shakur Stevenson will be fighting him. Now, everybody trying to run around like this dude is trash, and they don't want to tell you that he almost beat Frank Martin, and Frank Martin is about to fight Gervonta Davis. After this, Shakur Stevenson is supposed to become a free agent with Top Rank. Now, I've been on record on several different occasions telling people that I feel like he's guaranteed to sign back with Top Rank. Now, Shakur, he's addressed these matters on several different occasions, and he said that whoever he signs with, it won't be no long-term deal. So he's looking to be able to stay a free agent, maybe sign for 1 or 2 fights, and then he's a free agent again. He said he's not signing no long-term deal with nobody. Now, when I've spoken on the situation in the past, I said it's going to be hard for Shakur to leave Top Rank because he's with Jay Prince. He's managed by Jay Prince. He's mob ties. Everybody that's with Jay Prince, they fight on the Top Rank. Jay Prince only pretty much deals with Top Rank, and he doesn't deal with Al Haymon at all. You've never seen a Jay Prince fighter deal with Al Haymon. And a lot of people come and say, well, Floyd Mayweather used to be with Jay Prince. Floyd Mayweather wasn't dealing with Al Haymon when he was with Jay Prince. When Floyd Mayweather was with Jay Prince, he was with Top Rank Promotions. For those who like to run their mouth and act like they know everything, but they really don't know what they're talking about. And Floyd had a very rough time getting away from Jay Prince. That's a whole different story in itself. But I rock with Jay Prince. You know, I rock with mob ties. I'm just saying. So when I thought about these things, I said it's going to be tough for Shakur Stevenson to leave Jay Prince and to even go mess with the PBC as far as signing with them. Also, Shakur Stevenson's girl, I don't know if it's his wife, his fiance, she's an artist with Jay Prince and rap a lot. So, you know, he's tied in with the whole mob ties family all the way around. But with all that being said, Shakur Stevenson, he spoke on the situation again today. This is what Shakur Stevenson had to say when fans started pressing him, asking him to sign with the PBC. And saying things like that he needs to sign with the PBC to show everybody that he really wants the Gervonta Davis fight. And this is Shakur's response. So a fan named Dallas, he posts and he says, Coach Kenny say if Shakur really wants the Tank fight, he'll sign with the PBC. Then he says, I agree with that. Shakur Stevenson responds by saying, if I sign with PBC, they gonna make the fight happen right away? Or I gotta wait 6 fights down the line for it to happen? Or is that a way to keep me from grabbing the belts? Laugh out loud. I really don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm trying to understand something. Ask Coach Kenny for me, or do he not know because he just a coach? So I agree with Shakur because I've been saying this the whole time before Shakur ever came out and spoke on it. I said, the thing with him signing with PBC, other than, you know, him leaving Jay Prince, is it worth it? Do you sign with PBC and then they have you sitting on the shelf fighting once a year and you got to wait 6 fights down the line to fight Gervonta Davis 4 years down the line? Because if that's the case, what is the point with signing with PBC? The 135 division champions are not with PBC. And the main thing with signing with PBC, if you're in the pay scale of a Shakur Stevenson, their past shows that you only gonna fight once a year. So why would you go over to PBC, let them put a halt on your career, and wait around for a Gervonta Davis fight that they not even gonna guarantee you right away? Now, I do think that he should go holler at the PBC, go talk to them and see what they talking about. Now, if you can negotiate a contract with the PBC where they can promise you that they can give you a Gervonta Davis fight, either your first fight or your second fight with the PBC, then I'm all for it. But if they can't guarantee you a Gervonta Davis fight within the next 2 fights, I'm not signing with no PBC. He absolutely should not sign with the PBC. You don't stall your whole career out for one name. These fighters got to move on. You see what David Benavidez is doing, and he been waiting around for damn near 4 years to fight Canelo. And has he gotten a Canelo fight? You know what I'm saying? In Terrence Crawford's situation, he didn't sign with the PBC until they guaranteed him right off the rip a fight with Errol Spence. And the reason that happened is because Errol Spence wanted it to happen. See, at the end of the day, it's all about what Gervonta Davis really wants. Do Tank really want to fight Shakur Stevenson his next 2 fights? If Tank says, you know what, get the deal done with Shakur Stevenson, that's the fight I want, it's going to happen. But if Tank is not saying that, then it won't happen. And like I said again, let's go back to the Errol Spence situation. That Terrence Crawford fight happened is because Errol Spence was pushing for it. Errol Spence went to Al Heyman and the head guys at PBC and said, get the deal done with him. Give him what he wants because that's who I want to fight. So at the end of the day, the fighters got control, but they got to use that control and step up and be vocal about it. If Tank don't do that, and I'm not saying he not going to do that, but I'm saying if Gervonta Davis don't do that, it won't be no fight, and Shakur Stevenson won't be signing the PBC, and he shouldn't sign the PBC. See, this is a narrative that all of Gervonta, now I ain't gonna say all, right? But this is a narrative that a lot of Gervonta Davis fans are using as an scapegoat if they see Tank Davis not stepping up and wanting to fight Shakur Stevenson next, right? If he don't step up and put an offer out there to Shakur Stevenson, this is the excuse they gonna make. Oh, you know the fight can't happen. The fight can't happen because Shakur didn't sign with PBC. So Shakur, he really don't want to fight. He was just clout chasing. I told y'all, that's all this boxing shit when it comes down to these clowns on social media. That's all they do. YouTube, that's all they do is they make excuse after excuse for their favorite fighter. And I had somebody arguing with me, and shout out to my guy. I ain't gonna say his name, but he wasn't really arguing with me, but he was trying to make a case that the fight right now is not big enough to be a joint pay-per-view, right? Because I said the fight can still happen. We know that Gervonta Davis is the A side. We know that if Shakur Stevenson is with Top Rank, well, still can happen. Gervonta Davis, he just gonna get the much bigger share of the bag, and they can do a split pay-per-view venture. Now, he was telling me that the fight ain't big enough for a split pay-per-view, and I said, yeah, it is. Because you got every fan talking about Shakur Stevenson every single day. It don't matter if they hating on him. If they hate on you, they still gonna watch you fight. It don't matter the lies that they say that they'll never watch you fight. They gonna watch you because if they weren't interested in you, they wouldn't be talking about you every day. So I said, yeah, absolutely, this is a big enough fight to do a split pay-per-view, right? And have, PBC, Amazon Prime be the main sole carrier of it, right? And he said it wasn't. Well, Kenny Ellis, he did an interview with Mill City Boxing, and he says the Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis fight is huge. He says it does huge pay-per-view numbers. So Tank Davis's own coach agreed with me. So I'm saying, man, stop with all the excuses. If Gervonta Davis is the A side and he wants to fight, he can make it happen. Straight up and down. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Diego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
Tape, not you right here, look this way. Focus so the picture clear, Betty. Hoping that I disappear, but I won't, cause I can't to the bank and the